Oh man, oh man, oh man, am I excited for this one. Ladies and gents, welcome back to an 8-player free-for-all community game style. We've got people from all over the world and community facing off against each other. There may be friendships, but I'm sure many friendships will be broken. And there's not exploding kings today, okay? There's no exploding kings. That is something we do pretty frequently in this channel. Instead, we have brought back a feature, or let's just say a bug, that the devs accidentally brought to the game many months ago. We have a mod now. It's called Nomad King if you want to use it. And basically, it means that kings cannot be garrisoned, right? So you can't hide your king in one of your castles or one of your towers anymore. Your king always has to be out in the open. Will the players try and hide the kings in, interesting designs in their base? Will the players be more aggressive because their king's going to be more exposed? Will someone simply waltz into your base when they're allied with you with 5 feudal age archers and then turn on you and kill your king when you're least expecting it? All those things could happen, and Mega Random has given us a pretty awesome map. So let's start off with the introductions. Looks like the players have also started with a castle here. In the gray, we've got Ian, and Ian's playing as the Koreans, and that has a nice ring to it. In the blue, we've got Smallhead. Smallhead's playing as the Spanish, and both of these two benefit greatly from this because Spanish and Koreans are awesome with units out of their castles, and you start with a castle here, so good stuff for them. In the orange, we have the Couch Commander. The Couch Commander's playing as the Burmese. I get to see some Arabai. That could be cool. In the purple, we've got Snoopy, who hasn't played in a community game of mine in a while, but if I had to date Snoopy, I'd say, okay, I'm engaged. Not to Snoopy. I don't want to date Snoopy. I was just thinking, like, if I had to date Snoopy in terms of how long he's been around the community. And words are really difficult for me right now. I think Snoopy's been around for about 4 or 5 years. So he's got some experience compared to some of the rest that are in here. In the green, we've got Sasom playing as the Turks. Man, again, these civs are freaking awesome for this. In the teal, we've got the Malians for No Trick Pony. I like the name. In the red, we have Ghaznavoid, also a player who's been around a while, playing as the Gurjaras. And look at this. He's going to make gates around his king. That's lovely. And then last but not least, we have a.k.a. Chutoy playing as the Mongols. All right, I just got to do one thing really quick. That chat is blue. Not the biggest deal, but if I could just fix it with a little click, I'll do so. And wow, man, their civs are disgusting. For random civilization, these guys got a lot of really good unique unit civilizations. So I don't think there should be much disappointment there. There was a little bit of chatter on the left side, like yellow saying hi, mom. So hello to a.k.a. Chutoy's mom. Hope you're having a splendid day. Hope you're very proud of your child. What if he like called downstairs like, hey mom, go to this stream right now. Hey, that's me in the yellow. She's like, why would I care? Did you clean your room yet? But yeah, anyways, back to the map here, guys. Lots of elevation. Seems like there's decent amounts of stone and gold all around. I could see big aggression happening on these hills, right? There's lots of reasons for more castles and trebuchets later on. But also there's water. And while you cannot garrison your kings inside of buildings, you can actually garrison kings inside of transport ships. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully the players heard my description of the game before they tried to enter to join. Because otherwise they might find out the hard way later on. But I mean, you can see, right? They've clearly tried or have realized and their kings are just sitting next to their castles. But if you sit kings a certain direction, it can be really hard for people to see stuff. Like this here is kind of hard to spot. Guess we'll see. Now, you can't garrison kings and rams. You can't even do that in normal Age of Empires 2. You also can't put them in siege towers, which is a little bit of a bummer. So I think it would be worth it to eventually chop through here and add a couple fishing ships. Might also be really nice, too, if you want to keep your king safe, to make a navy. And then just kind of have your king in a transport ship in the corner. I wouldn't really expect that from these players, because I gave them a lot of details. They know there's people watching and will be people watching later on YouTube. So I imagine like the stress is there and they're not able to think about those specific things as much. But I guess we'll see.
Yes.
Yeah, we do have some chatter between yellow and red now. And Chutoy says, Red, do you want to be buddies? And Red says, yes, allies to the end. So that's a strategy, right? You don't want to deal with, chatting up a bunch of different people. You just, the first person that talks to you, you're just like, yup, you, me, forever. Perfect. And yellow says heart. Now, I would personally, for entertainment's sake, like to see yellow go to gray and say, hey, gray, do you want to be buddies for the end? Hey, blue, hey, orange. I like people like that. But there's a lot of things to do with their economies right now, so that's always easier said than done. You can put kings in Khmer houses in normal games. I imagine with this mod, you won't be able to garrison kings in Khmer houses. But if you're ever playing a regicide game without this mod, houses are actually not a bad spot. That'd be funny, because you build a lot of houses in a game. So if you build, like, 100 houses, you could put, like, 4 villagers in random houses, and then add the king in there, too, so they don't know which one to go for. You'll notice that green is not allied anyone. Smallhead also hasn't allied anyone, so some of these players haven't quite got to the Diplo part yet. But all right, so before this game started, we're waiting for everyone to go up to the different ages. A few ages on the way for a lot of players at the top right. But before this game begun, we started to talk about people's favorite community game quotes. And then I was like, wait a second, let's hold this convo because we're going to need something to talk about as we wait for players to add more economy. Anyways, Orange is speaking, though. Maybe we should put that on hold a bit longer. It says, hey, blue, we neighbors, ally. And then Gazna says, I was just about to ask who the spec is, then I remembered this is a commie game. Yep, that's true. That would be me. Pressure's on, and Couch Commander says, I'm struggling. I got in and my hotkeys aren't set. Ooh, man. That's rough. And Smallhead accepts the friendship. But okay, one of the all-time most legendary quotes from community games has to be, and maybe I should make a video about this later on, just passing, right? Like, it was back in, I think, 2017. It was blue coffee, and we didn't know what blue coffee was going to turn into then, right? We didn't know that blue coffee would just bring nightmares to dozens and dozens of people in community games over the next couple of years after that. He said that when he was amongst high-level players, and we've been saying just passing ever since. So I think just passing is one that comes to mind. Another one, which was so good, which was somewhat recent, was the bag stab, because it was a mistake, and it was just at a time where I was a little tired. I started laughing a lot. Bag stab was also awesome. Silence is violence. That was pretty freaking cool. We referenced that one a lot. I like the quote where Aryan says, you don't mess with me, you biatch. I don't remember that one. The two that said they'd be singing songs about their glorious victory. Yeah, that was cool too. It's not bad. Not bad, not bad. Also, speaking of blue coffee, because then we're just talking about blue coffee. By the way, Orange didn't take any boards. I think it's funny to me how there was a point where Hera, who's now one of the best players, was begging blue coffee for mercy. Somehow Hera, one of the best players in competitive Age of Empires 2, had his king held hostage by blue coffee, and he was begging and offering blue coffee anything for him to not kill it. The fact that like that on paper actually happened is hilarious to me. Blue coffee's still out there, doesn't play the game a lot. I email him from time to time. But as far as I know, if he does play, he just plays scenarios these days. Gazna says, my Vils keep saying Namaste. Was just in Nepal where that's the greeting, 11. Oh, nice. Hi, Green, it's just me. Do you want to be friends? Green doesn't respond. Hi, Red. Do you want to be friends? And then Red says, definitely allies to the end. All right, speaking of quotes, guys. Red said allies to the end to multiple people now. So does this mean that Red truly wants to be friends or allies to the end with multiple people, or is that just a strategy? Hey, just to you, I'm new and could use some allies. Join up? Question mark, says Orange. Orange says this to every single player in the game. I wish more people would do this. Because the worst that can happen is that some people are going to say no. But they might have been an enemy anyways then. Look at this. Teal says, sounds good. Green is not responding. Sounds good. Anyone give you beef so far? Gray says, sure thing, partner. And Red says, definitely, let's do it. That's pretty freaking awesome. Well played from Orange, especially Orange doesn't have... Oh, and he didn't say it to Blue. That's true, because Blue had already accepted the friendship agreement earlier. But Orange apparently doesn't have a hotkey set up, so Orange is going to need all the help he can get. So far, no grief. Thanks a ton. I'm so excited to be playing a Kami game. Why does Teal keep telling people that Green is not responding? That's like, sorry, the girl I was really after she wasn't picking up the phone, so I guess I'll just settle for you. Like, what is that? Second time. Wanna be friends, Green is not responding to me. Purple says, nah, don't have me to ally either. Oh, that's Purple saying, yeah, Green's a problem too. Yeah, Green, this is like community game mistake number 1. To not have people set on ally right now. People are looking for reasons to attack people. If you're the only one that hasn't accepted an alliance of sorts, could have some big problems. Is Snoopy being attacked right now? Snoopy just got turned on by Red for some reason. And you can see the eco count at the bottom left, guys. Okay. Yellow now turns Green to neutral. This is Yellow saying, hey, wake up. This would give Green some type of notification. I'm guessing Green, like I haven't seen Green in a lot of community games, so I think Green just doesn't know where the settings are. But that's a bad thing. I do say before every game, like, hey, top rate the options. It's not easy, trust me, because you have to go to a different window for setting the alliances and a different window for the chat, but it also is important in these games. All right. Why would Gazna turn on Purple, though? I feel like this is a really bad idea. And I was right about Snoopy. Snoopy still got his shape. 51 villagers with the Chinese. And Gazna remembers such reputation. And, oh god, Green's king just passed Snoopy there. And now Green declares neutrality to Snoopy. But Red says, to my allies, we all know Snoopy's reputation. We can't let him win this one. Let's make a plan. Really good thinking here from Red. Get everyone on your side. Snoopy's top score right now. And there's probably people out there watching or people even playing this game that are just like, I honestly don't know Snoopy's reputation. They haven't been around for years and years in all these community games. But everyone's now talking to Red and is like, hey, this is really good. And I think Gazna's done a good job with Diplo. There's a lot of people on his side right now. Okay. Orange isn't completely sure where things are. Green still doesn't have allies. And Green hasn't said a word. So, to bring back the quote we just talked about a moment ago. Silence is violence here in these situations, right? Silence could mean violence for Green. Green obviously not doing too hot with the Vil count at 26. So Green, unfortunately, could be on the other end of some negative things here in this game. However, Green is making... Oh my god. Guys, a lot of people have Green allied. As you can see by the circle. The circle means that they have allied that color, but it hasn't been accepted. Green could walk into their bases and kill their kings. The only downside is Green doesn't have vision on their kings because Green isn't allied. What I was thinking originally with this mod is if you're allied to someone and so you can see everything. Okay, Orange doesn't have a market yet. Bad examples. Market. There we go. So like Gray could walk right in here because Purple's allied to him and then just turn and shoot the king and the king's dead. That could happen at any point. We're just not seeing that. But there you see different approaches with the kings. Still, the kings are exposed. All right. There's a lot of war wagons there for Ian. Remember, kings also don't explode in this, all right? So there's less risk to kill somebody who's close to you. Look at this. So teal now turns green to neutral. If you can garrison and transports, again, as I said before, I think it makes a lot of sense to get onto water. It's tough for people to be able to compete against that unless they chop through. Okay, Ian has just declared war on Yellow, and Yellow's got to run with the king. Yellow, you've got to run away. This is the player who said, hi, Mom. And yellow, you need to run. Thankfully, the king is faster than the war wagons, but the king, oh, he's toying with these wagons right now. And yellow's stressed. Where do you go? Well, you could go to someone else's base, but you can't garrison the king. And so now yellow had to go to the menu, declared war on Ian, but these wagons, man, there's so many of them. They should be stronger than the Mangudai right now. And clearly, gray was ready to attack, and yellow was not. So yellow's still missing upgrades, too. Big problems for yellow regardless. The king is still alive, though. So a little sloppy from Ian's perspective, right? Obviously, you would have loved to be able to kill that king, so now you've made an enemy. But at the same time, you're weakening yellow considerably. And yellow's reaction here with this castle is not going to make things any better. Oh, that's painful. Yeah, that castle is never going to go up. Maybe you make the castle back here. The king is looped back around. And, well, yellow says gray is on me. And gray is most definitely on you. Gray is all over you. Your eco's a wreck now, yellow, and you're going to need some help. I don't think receiving help from orange is going to mean much. But red did signal it. So red must have noticed something. Still keeping a close eye on some of these kings, guys. You're going to see me panning around a lot more in this game. Because normally I wouldn't do so, because the kings would be garrisoned. The kings are out in the open. But now you look like a bully, and you don't have any real reward for it. But look at Ian. Ian has garrisoned the king into a transport ship. And has the king on water. That is so smart. I talked about how long Snoopy's been around. So, like, Ian has also been around for many years. And green's just going to attack teal's TC here. And teal is more eco than anyone. I'm not sure that's a fight you want to pick here if you're green. But I imagine if green hasn't picked up on some of the details in this game, green is, like, really nervous right now. So all the things we're talking about, green doesn't necessarily get. Green's just like, I don't want to be the first person to die, you know? I've waited years for this moment. All right. Nice micro here. Janissary should do pretty good against the Gebetto. We've got pikemen here from yellow. And, okay, yellow's going to get a couple kills. I like how teal's just walking by to get a relic. Like, teal isn't even being helpful at all. Gotta love that. But this castle allows yellow some freedom. Again, we'll see how helpful these teammates are and if these teammates want to help out. Because I feel like camels and Shravamsha riders from the Gujaras could definitely deal with these wagons. Ooh, I see a king on the move here, guys. Purple's king is on the move. Blue came in trying to kill Snoopy's king. And blue wasn't really able to find it. Great job there from Snoopy to move it around. Snoopy's got some cav archers. And those knights just missed their opportunity. This is probably why you want to go for cav archers. Look at this micro from Smallhead. Going to the stone, going to the walls. And Red's is coming to help you. So Red's going to come over here and clear this up. The yellow's main target is going to be gray here, surely. I think it's really good for the entertainment of this game that gray is going to... that yellow stays alive. Red isn't exactly helping yet, but Snoopy's dropped down below 100 villagers. If I'm not wrong, I think Snoopy was above 100 villagers. And yeah, Snoopy falling apart, but still has a king alive. Not well, but alive. Blue obviously made an enemy, but is pretty far away from said enemy, so that's not bad either. Red, let's set up trade, says Teal. Well, Teal's top score now. If you were to trade, you probably would want to trade from here to here. You could also use trade cogs, to be honest. What Teal is now talking about. Remember, Orange said that hotkey situation is a little bit awkward right now, so. Red says, good idea. And Yellow says, thank you, won't go unforgiven. I think he meant to say unforgotten. I won't forget the help you've given me. But unforgiven, it sounds similar. I'm not sure what Red has to be forgiven for, but I guess it still kind of makes sense. Blue's king just chilling out in a farm. Orange's king just chilling out next to a castle. This is the theme of the game. This is why the people are here. This is why we watch, guys. There goes that Vill. That Vill's going to dock down here. Trading on water is so smart. I wonder if Ian will do that. Ian might not want to tell people about docking, though, because as it stands, I mean, I guess blue is on water. But as it stands, there's just not many people thinking about water, which is where your king is located. Also, you cannot convert a king. Kings cannot be converted. I am attacking green. He is still enemy to me. Yeah, green's been enemy to everyone all game. Green doesn't have a single friend in the world. And to be expected that green would be pressured like this, and green's economy's also been behind, right? So, I always say this, you might not be the best player ever, but you should always sign up for community games if you're interested. And if you get in, you can do some great things if you have allies, and if you have Diplo chat. But your chances obviously are slim to none, excuse me, if you don't have any allies. Really big part of this game, that's why yellow is able to rebound, because of the help from red. See, green's going to lose his castle. And so green won't be able to make any more of these Janissaries. And there's not many to begin with. There's only 10 now. And the king's out in the open for green, and green is now on the move. Again, though, no exploding kings here. I can't combine exploding kings with this mod, because you can't do more than one mod unless you make a special mod, which combines a bunch of mods. It's a whole thing. This is probably the end for green. So green might be thinking, because of exploding kings, that it is exploding kings and might send a king into someone's base, but green has not asked for help. Green has had no friends. Green picked some fights. Just the worst possible things you could probably do here. Blue also putting the king onto water over here, by the way. And Snooby says, orange, do you want to team up against blue? He's also saying, good job, teal. So I think we've got a little bit of a team situation going on. Snoopy talking to his buddies. Obviously, red and teal are going to be really strong together. And there's the king for green. And sadly for you, Sam, this is going to be the end. And that's our first player to die. All right. Sorry for that. You still enemy me. So teal feels a little bad. But green has learned a lesson. Oh, my God! Teal has said sorry for that. And teal was just killed by Snoopy. Oh my God, Snoopy just waltzed into Teal's base. Literally just said, good job, Teal. And now rolls in as Teal's distracted, turns on Teal and snipes the king in one volley. That, ladies and gents, is what this mode is about. Teal can't believe it. And Snoopy now says sorry. Now, wouldn't it be funny if Snoopy said sorry and then Snoopy's king died immediately after? Holy crap. I mean, Teal didn't even have enough time to turn there. And so much for No Trick Boney having a lead here. I mean, his docks are here. That could be good for red to trade with, but dang. And guys, that is what I want to see more of. If you're allied to people, you can always look and see where that king is located. You don't need that many units to get a snipe. Let's go through the kings. So we've got king in transport. I kind of like this, by the way, because in the event someone comes in on water, you can just hop out. Or if someone comes in on land, you can sail away. Here's the other king for Ian. Keeping it protected with the navy. Still making some navy. Orange's king is here underneath the castle. Snoopy's king is here next to the castle. You've got red's king in the gates. And then you've got yellow's king kind of staring at these gold miners all menacingly. We need to kill Snoopy ASAP or he will kill us all. Let's do this. Who's in? And yellow says in. And then Smallhead says in. Again, great job from red to say, hey, it's us versus him. Because red's a great player. I think part of this is red doing the right thing. And then part of this also red thinks, like, genuinely believes that Snoopy is the best player as well. Oh, Couch Commander says, Snoopy, red is planning on attacking you. Snoopy says, oh, that's weird. I'm a very wholesome person. Thanks, bro. And Orange says, if you take me to the end and get me second, I'll give you the win. And Snoopy's like, maybe Wall and your king. Such love. Okay, so Snoopy was given a heads up. There was a snitch. So Orange is passing that information along. So Snoopy will now know that he is the target. I think one of the best things you can do to snipe is not even send your main army. Just send, like, kind of what Purple did. Like, 5 to 6 cav archers. If it doesn't work, then so be it. But I don't think purple can actually face up against all the other players in a straight-up battle. And yellow now turns on Snoopy. But yellow's not actually even near Snoopy. So he's just giving Snoopy a massive heads up. And he's on the way now and just hit Imp. All right. Here come the camels. Camels should get wrecked by Chukunu. And there's also no way in here at the moment. You can tell Snoopy's a little worried. I like the composition. Chukunu. And also Halberdier. Be very strong. Red might just say, okay, if I can't kill him, I might as well kill orange. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Blue's got paladins. It's not Chuko new. It's he's got Chuk on you, says... Wait, I thought he was... he was actually saying he's got Chuko new, but I thought he was saying he's got Chuks on you. Never mind. I guess it's the start of a really bad joke. Oh, God. Oh, no. Orange. Oh, bro. My friend. Your king has been surrounded by camels. Well, okay. Well, that was easy. Poor Orange didn't have any hotkeys. I feel bad for Orange. But Orange did give Purple a very valuable heads up. Now, this is the time, guys. It looks like it could be 4 people versus 1. This is the time where there's a really good opportunity to swoop into someone's base when they least expect it. Anyone could do it. Purple, obviously, is not going to move out because Purple is going to have to play defense here. And salutes to Orange. Obviously, you didn't expect that one. You didn't really have anything prepped to defend from it. And that was pretty quick death there. But to be fair, it's been a pretty quick death for everybody that's died so far. Nice to have you in the game. Hopefully there'll be more games from you in the future. Yeah, snitches get stitches, right? The stitches came in pretty quickly there. Actually, there were no stitches. There's no need to stitch someone up who's already dead. So, wrong statement. We've got multiple castles here from Snoopy. He's got Chukunu in a large mass. He's got Halberdiers as well. And we're going to switch over to army count. He's got 80 army. Still missing a few upgrades here or there. And I noticed the gather point for all of Red's units seemed to go directly towards his king. I don't know if that's intentional or not. Yellow, still not friends with Gray because of earlier. Purple had some extra gold in the middle. That's getting picked off. Blue's got some massive paladin spam going. But Chukunu should be amazing here. Camels are not very good against Chukunu. Mangadai don't have that many numbers, no, that many upgrades. So this is a good fight for Purple. Is Yellow allied? Oh, Purple is still allied to Yellow. Oh, Purple's... Yeah, Purple didn't realize that Yellow had turned. The King is actually moving around now because maybe he was worried that Mangadai would run in. Good job from him to move that, but he's getting raided to death right now, Snoopy. It's not going to be as easy defense as I expected here. Okay. I like Blue's position more and more. Also, being Spanish, you could maybe compete against the Koreans on water to kill Gray's king later on. I think another interesting thing to remember here is that Yellow and Gray don't like each other from earlier. And it feels like the longer this game goes on, the more that fight is inevitable between these two. Okay. Purple now turns on Yellow and is probably like, crap! Can't believe I let that happen. Could have lost the king because of it, but the king's still alive. Barely, but alive. And he's back behind that stone wall. Alright, so Snoopy effectively has no allies right now, from what I can see. And in terms of the stockpiles, guys, look at the gold count for Snoopy. Whoa! Holy crap. That's insane. I mean, it's not bad for some of the other players, but nothing quite like that. Ian does have more gold workers, though, which is always nice. But you don't know if that's going to last forever. Healing up some units, and Snoopy's just bracing himself, right? As you would if you had that many armies on you. But there hasn't been a follow-up. There hasn't been a coordinated effort, really. So it's allowing a lot of time for the animosity to grow between Yellow and Gray. The lack of trust is probably still there. After this game, can you start a new stream so I can rewatch your match? No, I can't. But if you're watching on desktop, you should be able to go back. That feature does exist. It's just like a YouTube video, and you just go boop and go back. Which is really nice. I don't know if that works on every browser, and I don't think that works on mobile yet, but... Look at Snoopy. Gray and blue, yellow and red teaming. They really strong. No response. This was 5 minutes ago. Now Snoopy says blue and gray, question mark. I'm 50 Vils. Trying to form some type of counter alliance. Eco and Shrambles. I like Shrambles. That's like if you got Shrek'd and your Eco's now in you know, shambles. Eco and Shrambles, only high score because of kills. All the things you'd want to say, right? Obviously, his Eco is in Shrambles, but he's got 13,000 gold. No one else has that. And Smallhead now feels a little bad. Also thinks, maybe I do need a friend. An ally is Snoopy. Yellow's looking, man. Looking around for that king. Man, Yellow has accomplished some interesting things in this game since being attacked earlier. Yellow could have easily died. Still waiting for the massive engagement here. It feels like Yellow and Red are going to move on Gray. Anyways, Yellow will get pushed away. King has still been saved. Great awareness from Snoopy to just shift it around time and time again. All right. I used to, but it doesn't work anymore on Chrome at least. Yeah. But to be honest, I haven't tested it personally in probably about a month. I've been watching streams mainly on mobile. So I know they pushed a couple updates, some other things, so maybe certain features disappeared. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I will say, game one in my tourney set earlier was one of the most ridiculous games I've probably ever played. So for those that don't know, I played in a best of 3 in T90 Titans League Silver against a 1650 Elo player, and it was a set that I was favored to win, obviously, with such a massive Elo gap. And things got really, really bad for me. Things fell apart, and there were castles on my face, and I was losing TCs and everything in that first game. I'll leave it at that. I won't be able to cast it because the recorded game's gone for some reason, but I will upload that to the Extras channel if you ever want to see it. And Snoopy's like, here's the trap, fool, get out of here. You're manga die or manga dead. Trap of the day, let's go. Are you serious? He killed like 3 units. What? Man, Shukanu suck. I mean, he doesn't have elite yet, but maybe he doesn't have thumb ring. They're not firing fast at all. Okay. That was still a really good play from Snoopy, and Snoopy's still taking some extra resources around. Not just taking resources in the base. Found some gold here too. Finally, Yellow's been dealt with. Also, I think my notifications are kind of bugged. No, there just hasn't been any. That's it. Wow, look at the Navy from Ian. Ian is really paranoid, guys. Galleons and turtle ships and stone walls. And still Red and Yellow haven't made a move over here. 1890, did someone mention the bag stab earlier as a memorable quote? Yup. I'm trying to think about more memorable quotes, but it's also tough because I have to quote these players here. Snoopy is desperate to get a response from these guys. Gray kind of tried. And Blue did ally, but there's just not a lot of chatter at all. I mean, I have more memorable moments than memorable quotes in community games. There's been crazy memorable moments, but again, we're a little distracted at the moment. What's up? Blue says not much, and then Snoopy says, do you want a team? I think Blue wants some direction in life. Blue wants someone to fight alongside him. I don't think that's a bad deal. Smallhead says Red kind of counters me. Yeah, he does, with those crazy camels. By the way, Gazna, I know you might not be super familiar with the Gujaras yet. You want to get the extra melee armor. I forget the name of the tech right now, but you need extra melee armor on these camels. It's so worth it. So Snoopy's like, hey, like, I can work on Red for you. So that's a good deal. Wasn't there one that went rule 1, don't trust anyone? I think it does ring a bell for me, for sure. And blue's like, all right, purple, who do you want me to attack? Well, I think it comes down to if blue and gray are going to be friends. I mean, everyone's been really passive here. And I think this passive play from yellow and red is actually going to haunt them later on. Because it's given time for the others to band together here. Come take red with me. About to push me, I think. This is gray over towards purple. And Snoopy says, just tease yellow. Ooh, just tease. I like it. T90, could we see a hyper random game? Potentially. My issue with hyper random is that sometimes there's just way too many resources on the map and the games never end. But I don't know if they have a balance, like a better version of it. I have a little bit of PTSD because I played a best of 5 on hyper random and it took 5 hours. Actually, I had one wonder denied at 97% and another denied at 95%. Still won the game. That should tell you everything. It's just too many resources on the map. Kinda busy defending at the moment. What's the kills look like in this game? Total kills. Not that crazy, right? Blue is wondering about the king, but it should be fairly easy to find out if you look. Because there's no flags for garrison kings anymore, so you should look. I guess it's kind of hard to see if you have other things going on. The king is there, but blue is spot on. Like, the heavy camels are so good against the paladin. Still no unique tech there, though. Snoopy's eco's looking better now. I think Snoopy's in a position to start to make a push. And here comes blue, just waltzing into yellow's base. Yellow seems to be running home, so yellow notices. And yeah, yellow turns on blue. And that king is now out of blue's sight, but blue's making a play here. Red also has declared war on Ian, as we expected, right? The camels should do a really good job against these elite war wagons. Smallhead still looking for that king. Again, it can't be garrisoned, can't really be saved. And yellow with the creative plays here is going to place a couple buildings to block it off. Yellow's just going to hide back here for now. Come on, let's play as a team. This is red to gray. But I think he got that wrong or something, and now he says Gray's king is on a boat bottom corner. So they're talking about kings. Yellow's getting raided at the moment. Gray should still be fine because he's got lots of walls to hide behind and is making more wagons. Yellow still seems to be fine because Yellow's been able to run around this very circular base and stay safe for now. Though the eco's obviously going to take a big hit. This also allows a lot of time for Snoopy. What is this? Snoopy is escorting 4 monks with 4 relics back to his base. That's epic. I guess he realized Teal had those earlier. All right, that golden come's going to be super valuable this game. And oh, the king is right there! And Yellow loses the king. Smallhead's raid pays off. And AKA Chew Toy, with mom watching and everything, loses the game. Sad times. It's all right. I think your mom will still love you. I think so anyways. And Yellow's not too happy. And now, you've got all these players who want to kill red. That might change though, right? Because they might, you know, revisit the situation, see that Snoopy's top score still. Yellow calls the GG. Great game, Yellow. Obviously, you almost died earlier. I'm sure you're disappointed you died, but still you hung in there. Red really needed, I think they needed a coordinated attack with Yellow. They were just sitting there waiting for so long. They didn't do that. And now the plan is to go after red. But then again, red is talking to blue. Says, nicely done. Gray's king is on a boat, bottom corner. Got navy, question mark? The thing is, you wouldn't actually need that much navy. You could make 2 demos and just sneak by, especially if you're blue because you blend in with the color of the water. Oh my god, there's a relic countdown! Oh my god, and Snoopy did not want that. He immediately ejected the relic and says 11, oops. Snoopy somehow got all the relics on the map. And Snoopy says, you didn't see that. Yeah, that gives everyone an audible alert and a little pop down in the game. And Snoopy's trying to explain it away by saying it's a bug. and that it didn't happen. So that might actually be a defining moment in this game, because everyone else might be like, man, I don't have that much gold. This guy has all the relics. I thought there were a lot of relics on the map. You can tell Snoopy's making a lot of castles too, expecting some pressure, potentially. Also, like the forward buildings, and I like that Snoopy's moving forward. These Trebs will go for yellow. Obviously, yellow's dead, but just clears out some space to make a push on red. We have War Galley and then Shipwright being researched from Smallhead. So clearly Smallhead's thinking about committing to water long term. And Gray obviously is committed to water long term. There's about 50 ships out here. Okay. I think Smallhead's lack of chatter makes me think that Smallhead isn't really too concerned with the situation. I don't think Smallhead has any huge allegiances at this point to anybody. And I don't think Smallhead should either. Yellow's going to go down. You could tell Yellow forgot to research ballistics. And Snoopy's just dodging it. He's patrolled this thing perfectly, actually. That's very impressive. Unless he's manually microing that. And maybe it was manual. Juko Nu survives. Very well played, Juko Nu. Right. Nothing back here. We have heavy demo now on the way for Smallhead and a castle on the shoreline. If you see this, if you're Gray, you have to start thinking about making a move against Blue before he makes a move against you. Now, if he were to notice, the transport's kind of hidden here. Snipe that and kill the king. Red is building up because Red sees purple moving forward, but Red believes that Blue is an ally. I'm not so sure that Blue truly is right now. And he says, Snoopy is attacking me. Use this opportunity to kill him. But Blue is worried about Gray. Gray is too far away. So I don't think Snoopy's going to be attacked. I think the timing's working out nicely for Snoopy. There's a signal from Snoopy as if he's telling the others, like, I'm pushing. I don't think Blue and Gray have any issues with Snoopy for the time being. I think they're really paranoid about their situations here on the water. Clearly, Gray's ready. Like, he spread out his ships as well. See a little bit of Blue action here, but those are just villagers ready to chop some trees. That's the extent of it. Snoopy's going for heavy Cav Archer. That could be for sniping. Remember, he sniped Teal earlier with just a couple Cav Archers. Would really like to see Elite Juko Nu. I'm not even sure if Rocketry's in, to be honest. So it feels like Snoopy's missing some upgrades to max out on that unit. Okay. Blue has only demos. Oh my god. And look at how many docks he has. I don't know how many demos it takes to take out a transport ship. I think 2 would do it. Because 2 regular demos do it. But what about 1? Does anyone know? Can 1 heavy demo take out a transport ship with greening? Gray's going to come help push Red. And this could mean trouble for Red. The composition's going to be really tough to deal with. It feels like Blue's logic is, if I have 20 demos try and run in, and most of them die, it doesn't matter if I just get to that king. But not really trying to compete with water. And demos are pretty fragile against galleons, so. 1 heavy demo, don't ask how I know it. Okay. I mean, it kind of makes sense, because like I said, 2 regular demos are needed for a transport. I don't know, though. Push continues. A lot of the halbs went down. Skirms are a decent unit to make here, but wagons are strong enough to push the skirms. Red's also just outnumbered. Where are those Cav Archers at? Cav Archers are here. And Ian now turns. So Ian's not happy with Blue's situation. And now Blue is going to try and probably leave the shoreline. Oh my god. Yo, this is so cool looking. This is so cool. I feel like this is so screenshot worthy. This is awesome. What a cute little area of Purple's base. And Blue's coming over here because he's scared because the pressure's coming in. Here come the demos. Yeah, no, I don't think he can get past this wall of galleons. The demo approach was ambitious, and this guy's just going to sit in the seas for now. The Cav Archers can't do anything about that. Gray is making great progress, though, against Red. The only thing that he really needs here to kill the guy is actually siege. Otherwise, Red could maybe do this for a while, but, you know, Red might not have the resources for that. Smallhead realizes now, like, I've got to get past this wave. And might just click behind. Nope. Okay, he's going to try and take out the ships. I mean, that's one way to do it. I mean, Smallhead's got a lot of demos in the queue. Not bad. Pulls him back towards the castle fire. Microing away the ships. Gray obviously is also preoccupied over here, so... And Gray is also concerned. Gray's king is actually hiding behind the transport ship. I wouldn't move it. No one's going to notice in-game that that king is there. The only reason I know that is because of Capture Age. And I just wonder how much attention Purple's paying to this. Clearly, Purple wanted to transport and kill. I'm not even sure if you could easily click the king. I think you'd have to put the Cav Archers here. And the auto attack would be enough. Now, Blue still thinks the king is there, guys. Blue still thinks the king could be in the corner. And is making a run for it with the demos. And again, decides just to use the demos against the ships. Which is probably a good idea. Now he's trying to make it. It's like, come on, let's go. Go for the highlight. Let's go. Go for the highlight. Go, 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 go. He knew it was there because he was allied with him. His heart's beating. He's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be famous on YouTube. Let's do it. And he researches treason. And the king is already off the water. No. No, sad times. Well, he did everything right, I'd say. Hey, there we get to see it. There you go. The one demo was enough. I mean, Gray also just played a really good game here to realize the situation. The king obviously could be killed on land, but there's walls from Gray, so Gray's fine there. And Gray's still all over Red. And I mean, Red could be killed by the wagons if Gray just had the time and focus to just send in the wagons looking for the king. Red would be out of the game. Oh my god. Snoopy says push castle. Oh my god. Remember, Snoopy was paying close attention to this. Okay, Snoopy, don't kill this yet. Oh, this could be so epic. This could be so sick. He could kill Blue. Okay, he's just gonna go for it because he doesn't want to give Blue time to react. He could kill Blue, and then he could kill Gray. And then Gray might actually kill Red for him. Oh no, but Blue realized! That's why you gotta go for demos or galleys. Blue realized. I think. Yeah, Blue realized. So Blue's now safe. Oh, man. But still, this is happening. Here, Blue is now angry, man. He's attacking Gray. I would, too. Gray could die to that many paladins, especially if they break in. My goodness. And Gray could die by other means as well. You have to imagine Gray's very distracted right now. Right? He had a crazy attack going in on Red. Now he's got paladins all over him. Paladin should win that. Snoopy doesn't have anything else going on at home. Gray's not focused on water at all. Yet Gray's looking at the wagons because the paladins have somehow made their way through here. And, oh, wait. No way. No way. I think he knows he needs to get away, but you can't garrison, guys. You can't garrison. And that should be the end for him. Snoopy with the epic. What? Okay, Snoopy with the epic snipe. I'm not sure what happened there because that second volley clearly hit. And Ian is out of the game. So we have 3 people now. Blue knows, though, that he can't trust Purple because Purple just tried to kill him. And Red says legend. I think Red really appreciates the fact that that king was killed. Gray also appreciates it, respects it at the very least. And now Snoopy, I was wondering about this. Now Snoopy goes for the final relic. And I think that's smart in some ways, but also not in other ways. Because think about it. Now the other 2 are just going to team up against you, right? Maybe you expect it. Maybe you think you can deal with it. But I don't know, man. There's a lot of paladins. Blue, it's us versus Snoopy. Let's beat him, says Red. Yeah, so much energy and conviction behind those words. Rah. That's cool. But actually, you know what? I think it's a good decision from Snoopy because they were going to team on him anyways, right? Even if that other relic wasn't there. He's top scorer. The other two have been attacked on water and on land and have taken some losses, so makes sense. Can Snoopy hold for Relic Victory? I do every community game like this if we can. I like Wonder and Relic Victory being possible. How many Paladins is that for blue? 60 Paladins, my god. 60 Paladins combined with like 50 skirms from red, and I don't think Chukanu Halp can hold that. It'd be a really tough job. Castle Fire's helping a lot. You know, anything that Snoopy can do to buy himself some extra time would be awesome here. Seems like that's the case. Bombard Towers with the Great Wall upgrade can be awesome. The Chukanu still aren't elite. I still don't think Rocketry's in. These are pretty poor Chukanu. Normally, and I don't even know about Thumb Ring. Uh-oh. Hey, clearly they're enemies now, right? But Snoopy's done this multiple times now. He's experienced enough to know it's worth looking around. Then he might actually research treason. Red says, I'm not in great shape. Let me know what help I can give. Right now, Siege would be helpful and probably Skirmishers, Red. But Blue hasn't said anything. And Snoopy's research treason. Now, everyone should check their king if they can. Smallhead's chatting. He spotted it. And no, he clicked the wrong thing and he got it. He actually got it. The beauty of the game mode. What a great job from Snoopy. He says, got him. There's what, 60 Paladins we said? Doesn't even matter. It's a 1v1 now. Snoopy will get the Relic Victory if Red doesn't get over here. I think the only way that Red can do it is if he Snoobies it. And in order to Snoopy it, you need to just go for the king. You can't go for the straight up battles. You got to snipe that bad boy. Remember, he did it against Teal earlier on. He did it against Gray. He's now done it against Blue. This is what you want, guys. Playing the game mode. Not treating it like, you know, Exploding King's game even, or a standard Regicide game. And Gosna says, that awkward moment when it's half dead 1k versus all relic 1500. And Snoopy's laughing. He says, you've got no gold, question mark. And actually, let's see, Red's resources. Yeah, Red's resources are bad. He says more than enough, but that's bad. He can make a lot of things with the food and wood. But I think if he's out of gold, Snoopy should definitely have this. Again, like, I think what you try and do is even save up gold for spies. You can see the monastery, and the king's really close to that. It's a little unfortunate you don't see the king. Note to self, don't put your king next to a monastery if you have 5 relics, because there's a lot of vision around that. But, okay. They're chatting it up a little bit. Snoopy's disappointed in his economy. And his eco is really good. But the lack of upgrades is a concerning thing for me, right? Like, look at this amount of skirms. Chukanu aren't elite. I don't think Rocketry's in. So they're not firing extra bolts. Not firing very fast here. The Snoopy might not be able to complete this castle just because of a few skirms. Now, I think what you can do, and Snoopy's thinking about it, is just go for your own stable units. Pushes the skirms away pretty quickly. But he also has a lot of numbers here, so he might be able to hold this, take some pretty poor trades, and be fine still. Red's going to try, guys. Red's going to try. He's down to the final 2. Didn't play this long just to give up now, but the Cavalier spam is going to start for Snoopy. And that castle shall rise. Snoopy knows it. Even the Halbs are pushing back the skirms for the time being. Smallhead says I didn't even hear the treason sound. Yeah, I mean, you probably had a bunch of burper, bunch of attack signals going off, right? Where did those cav go? Snoopy's trying it again, by the way. Oh my! He got it! He was going with another group, but I didn't even see this group. So we're gonna rewind, and Snoopy gets another 6 snipe. You can't garrison because of this Nomad King mod. Red says, we both know how this game ends. Just hurry up and kill my king. And then Snoopy actually gets it. He says, I won't resign, though. You have to earn it. And then Snoopy just laughs. Snoopy earned it all right 1 second after you said that. What a great game, man. I don't think you can sit here and say that Snoopy wasn't a worthy champion in this game. Obviously, like, he had to defend from some attacks. But the main thing, you know, eco aside, some of the fights aside, is just the fact that in a game mode where you can't garrison kings, he knew, I don't need numbers. I don't need standard fights. I can just be sneaky and catch people off guard. He would have had blue as well on the water, too. He would have had, I mean, he did end up getting gray on the shoreline, so his awareness of the kings was awesome in this game. And I think many people out there would aspire to play a game like that, like he did. He was very active in this game, also killed more units. Red, right behind him, though. Red is a really crazy game. Great job from Red, obviously, to save yellow. I think that this game is a little different, though, if Red and yellow really, like, work together against gray or blue a bit faster than they did. Because there was that period in the middle of the game where Snoopy didn't have any friends and nothing was really happening. And I think that was the time where the established team should have been making some moves. Anyways, economically, you can see the resources collected here. Smallhead actually collected more. Not as much gold, as he couldn't compete with the relic gold. But he did have tons of food there, and that showed with the paladins. I like to see king snipes. I also really like to see players play game modes correctly, or, you know, also switch up their play depending on the game mode. So that's precisely what we had here. Also, shout out to Mega Random. Got a really good generation here. Sometimes Mega Random generations can be kind of bleh. This was far from it. Man, this game, I think if the game was closer and a bunch of people didn't die early, it feels like you could run out of wood pretty easy on this map. Anyways, hope people enjoyed watching the video on YouTube later on. Appreciate the like if you enjoyed the video. Also, let me know what you think about the Kings Can't Garrison mod. I personally really like it. I'm not going to do it all the time, but I would like to mix it in more. Combined with regular Regicide and then also some Exploding Kings, which give us some big booms from time to time. GG.